And move on to our 7.2, which is discussion and consideration of purchasing a flag to be flown during Pride Month, and this is brought forward to us by Supervisor Pyska.
So today is International Day Against Homophobia, Transphobia, and Biphobia, so I thought it's a good time to bring this up. And Johanna, thank you so much for helping me with this. As mentioned earlier this morning, there's a lot of hatred out in our country right now, fear, uncertainty, and I think that this is a great opportunity for us to show a display of unity and respect and peace and love. And so I just want to start this conversation about purchasing and flying a pride flag for the month of June this month and going forward.
All right.
No, I'm sorry, this year. This June, next June, the June after, and so on.
Are there any other comments or?
Just definitely agree with everything that Supervisor Pyska said, and I'm in complete agreement.
Supervisor Sabatier?
So I know I brought this up when I spoke with our previous CAO. That's when I ended up with my miniature flag because there was no easy response. I believe that either we have a flag policy or it came down to we needed to work on a flag policy depending on where you want the flag. If we want it up on top of the courthouse, then it would seem that from our conversations, we spoke with Director Ewing as well as CAO Hutchinson at the time, that a policy of what would be the appropriate things to put on there. Is it anything that somebody brings to us? Is it stuff that we do a proclamation for? Is it stuff that the board approves? And so having some sort of policy to kind of set the standard of what should be and should not be. And I think that would be great. If we're going to do it here in the board chambers, I think that can easily be done by just a simple approval. We already did with the Ukraine reef that we have up front, already did when I brought the rainbow flag here to the dais. But I think if we're looking for something upstairs on top of the courthouse, that it would probably be best if we worked on a policy as well.
So we don't have an unofficial flag policy because this would be an unofficial flag. But my intent is that we bring down the Lake County flag for the month and just replace it with the rainbow flag. In another perfect world, we could also have our rainbow flag printed with the Lake County logo if we wanted to do that at some point. But I think the easiest thing to do is just replace the Lake County flags. We don't have to add a pole. But we don't have a flag policy or for any unofficial flags, but we could work on that. We could also just, if there's a request to have another flag flown, it comes before the board and we just have another discussion about it. So those are all things that I was considering, and I didn't want to get too far down the road doing that work until we had talked about it here. Going forward, if there is another flag, typically you see like the pride flag and you see sports teams, but if there's any other flag, it would just need to, in my mind, be something that promoted unity in a community, and so you wouldn't have something up there that would be offensive or disrespectful to any other group in our community. So those are my thoughts. Just wanted to hear yours before I got too far down the road.
All right, thank you. Is there any other comments? Supervisor Simon?
I guess, as we all know, good intention, sometimes we get blindsided on things. So I'm obviously in favor, no problem with that, but I think we should have some type of policy put together, as we work through the process. So, yeah, no problem with that, but let's get a policy set up because we will be
It'll come up again.
by something. Absolutely. So, we're not ever going to be able to stave all that off, but we'll go from there. But definitely in favor of the opportunity to move forward with something like this.
Okay.
All right. I'll open it up for public input. Is there anybody online that would like to comment on this? And I don't have my Zoom open, so it looks like, yes, we have Director Metcalf. Todd?
Yes, just wanting to add my 2 cents worth to this. I totally support it. I'm actually the co-chair of the County Behavioral Health Directors Association LGBTQ plus committee. And I heard of this in other California counties where they were flying the pride flag during the month of June in front of their courthouses. There was a handful of counties doing it. And so I would love to see this, and I get the policy thing, but I just wanted to share my department's support in this effort.
Thank you. Any other public input? If you see any hands, let me know.
I don't see anything.
All right, bring it back to the board.
So the direction to staff would be to purchase a flag and to also create a policy that we could work on, but to get that flag up for June.
And they probably don't have to create one if there's
Or
probably
there's
one out there.
Yeah, I mean, I quickly looked, something that works for us. I don't think it would be a lot of work, but if everybody's in
I
agreement.
think too, what it might sound like, we vote to approve the flag and everything for this specific event, and then to follow with the policy to ensure any other request as such can be done at a later date, something like that, so that way it covers this one and anyone else that's coming forward with another flag.
And it doesn't push staff to have to come back with the policy within a matter of
Right.
20 days.
Weeks,
Right.
yeah.
And we're able to get that flag.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's really important to show unity.
And while I agree with you, just know that some people will find some of the things that we agree on to be offensive as well. So
Yes.
there's different perspectives. It doesn't mean that it's right or wrong. And I'm with you on that yes, let's go ahead and continue what we started last year. And I hope that June will come also with a proclamation, and I'm looking at our interim CAO to make sure that we have that interim, that we have that proclamation coming up, because I think it's important to make our voice heard as well as seen.
Yes, sir. We'll bring it forward.
All right. And so, there's what?
There's a K toy. I think it's Kathy toy.
Okay, well, I'll unmute and we'll allow that statement to be made.
Hi, am I on?
Yes.
Hi. Yeah, this is Kathy Toy. I know that it was either last year or the year prior, City Council did do a proclamation here in Lakeport. And I know that Clear Lake has been doing one for years and years, as well as flying the flag. I believe at the sheriff's office, perhaps. So maybe want to check in with the cities and just see or check in with Clear Lake and see what they're doing.
I could tell you that the flag flew, I believe, 1 or 2 years, and that I don't believe it has flown again since then.
Okay. I stand corrected. I thought that was something that was solid and had been, was happening year to year. Was there, Bruno, was there a reason for that?
It would be speculation at this point, but I don't believe that it's a continued act, and I don't think it's because people did not appreciate it. There's certain, they don't have a separate flagpole, and certain people, especially veterans, were curious as to why a rainbow flag was below the American flag and below the California flag. If there was a separate flagpole, I don't believe it would have been an issue.
Oh, okay. All right, well, thank you for considering this. I, of course, as a community member, I definitely want to put in my support for that. I think it's a wonderful thing. So thanks.
Thank you.
So I'll just add one other thing. When I was doing my research, the United States embassies all over the world are, there's an authorization to fly the flag, and then it extends to all of their departments. So if we wanted to have this authorization, then, if a little flag wanted to be, I don't know how many other county flagpoles we have, but.
I know what you mean, though.
But it would extend to other flagpoles and other departments, so. But I kind of think we just have the one, but I'm not sure. How many flagpoles do we have?
And I know the sheriff has its own
Yeah, he has his own. But it's not forcing any other department to do it. It's just open if
Open
they
it.
choose to.
All right. So did we need to make an action, or are we just kind of consensus?
Direction to staff.
Yeah, direction to staff would be that, what was stated earlier, I guess?
I got it.
Yeah,
I think Anita should probably,
yeah.
we need action to fly it.
Ms. Grant, do you think we need any action on this or a consensus for the direction? Does that suffice?
Well, if you're just giving direction to staff, then consensus is fine. If you're making a change or directing action, then a motion is more appropriate. Here, you're kind of doing both. So you may want to consider just doing a motion that sums it all up so that it's a formal action of support by your board.
I agree.
Okay.
All right.
So, Mr. Chair, I move that we direct staff to purchase and fly the pride flag for the month of June and to come back to us with a unofficial flag policy for the future.
Second.
So I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.